In my previous video, I shared about the supplements I have used, what worked and what didn't work. Okay. To be honest with you, I decided to stop because I was spending quite a bit of money there and nothing was working. So I decided to do a lifestyle change research. So I started looking at something different. I began researching lifestyle changes and what might be contributing to hot flashes. Okay. So the first thing that I did was to drop processed spices. The spices that we normally use in fish, chicken, beef. I decided, no, let me stop this because according to my research, those, could be contributing factors to hot flashes. So I decided to drop that. That was the first thing that I dropped. I substituted these with the herbal seasonings. And the next thing that I did was the teas. I love my tea. The kitchen was stocked up with different kinds of teas. It was Earl Grey, it was green tea, strawberry, lemon, orange, ginger, masala, you can name it. I had all that in my kitchen. I would take tea in the morning when I woke up. Soon after the prayer meeting, I would take my tea. 10 o'clock, of course, it would be breakfast. I would have my tea. And I always loved flavored tea. Never enjoyed the plain tea. I've never been a fan of plain tea. I want my tea flavored, especially with lemon. But sometimes I would experiment with the strawberries. I didn't love peppermint. No, peppermint is not for me, but I took it anyway. Chamomile. I just enjoyed the teas. I played around with the different flavors. Sometimes I combined them, ginger tea and all that. Yeah, so after my research, I learned that tea could also be a trigger. Now I had a whole cabinet, the whole kitchen had tea. And I learned this could be triggering the hot flashes. So I had to drop that as well. I didn't take coffee that much, but coffee is also said to be a trigger. So I decided to stay away from the teas and the spices. And I decided to take plenty of water. I take water. Okay. I make sure I take a lot of water, especially when I'm home. But at this point, I had to do it intentionally. It was a deliberate move because I'm trying to sort out a situation here, a problem that is really bugging me. Okay, so I was trying this not because somebody said it was going to work, not because the research said it was going to work. I just felt, okay, it is worth trying. It's not going to cost me much. This is the kind of food that I always have in my cabinet, so I'm not going to spend anything extra. I will just change the kind of tea that I'm buying or the kind of spice that I'm buying. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm going to try this. Why not? It's not that expensive. So that is what I did. I dropped the processed spices and I dropped the teas. I replaced my kind of tea with the decaffeinated tea. I went and looked around for decaffeinated tea. I found it. It doesn't even have a flavor. The one that I got did not have a flavor, but I was determined. I felt, look, if it's going to help me, let me rather just take this tea. So I took just the decaffeinated tea and plenty of water. Okay. And after a week of doing that consistently, my body certainly felt better. I felt good. I didn't burn constantly. I was burning. I was like this. When we talk about keeping the altar burning all the time, that was me. This altar was burning constantly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I after that, I didn't feel that discomfort anymore. And I began to think, okay, I think this can actually work. I've been experimenting with a lot of spices. So instead of the decaffeinated tea, I sometimes just get a certain kind of spices, mix them myself, create this nice tea for me. And when I take it, I feel really good. I'm going to share more about it because I'm doing more research about what is working for me. Remember, not everything that is working for me is going to work for you. Just like we have seen that supplements work for other people, but they do not work for others. So even with me, I'm talking about the tea. You might not have any problem with taking tea or the kind of spices I'm talking about. Okay, so your body will be perfectly fine and you are responding to whatever you are taking. So I'm talking about me and what I'm responding to. But what I can say is if you have not yet responded to anything or if you are struggling, then you could try what I would suggest. As you know, I keep saying also, when you take supplements, that is not medication. Now I'm talking about spices. This is what I have been doing for me, taking the different spices, but I'll talk about that later. So with the decaffeinated tea and plenty of water, I felt much better. My body did not feel like, it was burning. So that is what has been happening. It's a change that I really had to work on, because sometimes I would be tempted to take my flavored tea. At some point, I felt, just a little bit is going to, it won't change anything. But anyway, I'm not even strict. I'm not strict with the food that I eat. I'm not strict with the spice, and I'm not strict with the teas, because there are times when I go out and I'm not in control of the spices restaurants are using. So I would still eat whichever food I'm served with spice. I don't say, please don't serve this, don't add this. No, I don't. I'll just take it, because I know that when you don't take too much, when your body is not saturated with this spice, then you'll be fine. So taking something once in a month or once in 2 weeks, it won't bother me. So even with coffee, sometimes I would actually take a cup of coffee. Like yesterday, I went out somewhere and they offered me coffee. I said, why not? I took that cup of coffee and I slept through the night. I didn't get the hot flashes. I didn't feel disturbed. I didn't get any discomfort. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So you might ask, with this small change that you made, do you often feel, do hot flashes come? Yes, they do. But I can tell you that not as much. I'm currently still researching, and I have made more changes which are helping me. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about these changes that I have made. You might be experiencing a challenge like I have been experiencing a challenge, and this might help you. So I'm going to talk about what I am doing as we go. I'll be sharing what I am doing and what is helping me and what is not helping me. So thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for working with me in this journey. Okay, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, kindly like this video and share it. I'll see you in the next video.